What is good, everyone? Welcome to today's Q&A with the 1%. I'm going to be answering any questions that you guys may have on today. And then we'll let some people in chat. And yeah, let's get into it. I was just listening to that song. That song's gas. You only risk 1% on news days. I risk the same every day, no matter if it's a news day or not. 1%. What do you mean? I don't know, like 2 months or something, maybe 2-3 months, maybe a month, 2 months. Been back testing it. Have a lot of years of data on it, so. Yeah, bro. Whatever questions you may have, bro, just let me know. I'm gonna be at Car Week. Where is that? Like in Miami? Where is Car Week? Can you go over CICs and rejection blocks? Sure, bro. So a change in state delivery is a series of up close candles. All right. TISD. Let's do bearish. CISD is, or we'll just start with bullish, I guess. Or should we do bearish? All right. Series of up closed candles. We'll say a body closure below the opening price of the series of up close candles that hit your key level. This is a very lengthy definition, but it is the only definition that makes sense. I've tried to give other definitions to make it more not as complicated, but that's the definition. It's not hard to understand though. Above the opening price of the series of down closed candles that hit your key. All right. So what does this mean? A body closure below the opening price of the series of up close candles that hits your key level. So we have a key level here, right? Level of buy side liquidity. We also have a bearish 15-minute fair rally gap in this range. So this is our key level, okay? So here we have a series of up close candles that hit that key level, right? So we have one candle here, two candles here, three candles here, and we have this series of up close candles that hit this key level. Once we get a body closure below the opening price, this is the opening price of the series of up close candles that hit your key level, this is going to be your order block. This is going to be your change state delivery level, and that's the creation of your order block, right? Now that once that gets hit, you can use that to send price lower. It's also based off a 3-minute fair rally gap. We have also a 5-minute with that. We have an SMT here. It's like a contract SMT where NQ didn't hit this. And this sends price lower. Right? A lot of displacement as well. That's what a bearish CISD looks like. So what does a bullish CISD look like? Well, let's see. Maybe find an example. Okay, we can do. This is fine. Okay. So here is a series of down close candles that hit your key level, right? Maybe we have a key level down here. Maybe it's an hourly fair rally gap or whatever it was on this day, right? Your change in state of delivery is once we get a body closure above the series of down closed candles that hit your key level. So here you have your series of down closed candles. You have 1, 2. Once you get a body closure above that series of down closed candles that hit your key level, that's going to be a change in state of delivery. That's going to be the creation of your order block. Boom, you get a body closure above. Now we can use this area to frame price to send us higher. And that's, of course, all confluences are best when they're aligned with other confluences. So a change in state of delivery, really good when it's aligned with what? Also a Ferrari gap, right? And an inverse. And you can see align with the change in state, align with the Ferrari gap, align with an inversion, BPR. But that's what it is, okay? But yes. All right, moving on. All right. When do you know if it's valid to take a re-entry on a trade? If we hit a new key level, it's pretty rare I'll just enter again if we just like sweep out the low or the high of the range. But if we actually hit a new key level that maybe I missed out on in the first setup, then I would say it's valid. But as long as, you know, your bias and drawing liquidity is right, of course. Yeah, it's good to think, bro. And I think it was pretty chopped after ES took out that low. The previous day low, equal lows. I don't really think there's reasons to short, honestly. After like that previous day low got booked, honestly, in my opinion. But yeah. 1051 long, let's see. Okay. So you're targeting a very high resistant high here. You also have a high resistant high here. So your draw on liquidity is really bad, right? You're targeting a high that swept out another high inside of this bearish rally gap. And then you also have a target of another protected high here. Could be protected if we're bearish, right? You do not want to be targeting highs that are high resistant. You want to be targeting highs that are low resistant if you're bullish, right? So it's just the fact that your drawn liquidity is bad, right? Let's say we left like equal highs here. Could this be a good long? Sure. But super late into the session, we booked the equal lows at Peru Day low already. At this point, it's like these trades are really low quality. Very low quality. Can you review the 10:33 a.m. 3-minute short? 10:33 3-minute short. You're shorting with a high right at your stop loss. You're just pretty much asking for a stop right here. So, unless there was an SMT. No. You have equal highs at your stop loss, actually. So, yeah. Very low rated. Can you explain an SMT and a Judas swing? Sure. An SMT is when we have a move like this. This could be either NQ or ES chart, and then we have a move like this. And this can either be NQ or ES. When there's a divergence in lows or highs, this is an example of a bullish SMT. So NQ could look like this, ES can look like this, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. But it just signifies that we are bullish, right? So that's what an SMT looks like. Same thing. You can flip it around for a bearish scenario. This goes with the highs. This is what an SMT is. Made a whole entire video on SMTs in the WAP in the course material, so you can also watch it there if you still don't understand. But this is what an SMT is. We can look at it on a chart, for example. I don't know. Does this high have an SMT? You just want to look at, okay, so this high was made at 805, right? Was this high swept out by ES, this 805 high? 805 high. No, right? So this is a bearish SMT in the market. You can see here that NQ swept it out versus ES did not. So we have a bearish SMT. Cool. Cool. And a Judas swing is a false move at open. So Judas swing is just like manipulation. You'll typically see 930 if we're going to be bearish, have a move like this, and then have a move like this if we're bearish. Or if we're bullish, we'll wait. 930 will open, and then we'll go manipulate lower into some sort of key level, and then we'll pump. So it's just a manipulation move, power of 3, right? That sort of stuff. You saw it today. We had a really nice Judas swing at open. We went up, manipulated higher, and then we dumped. I think, I mean, I don't know. I personally didn't have confidence shorting like that high at all-time highs. I think the draws are really obvious, but yeah, I typically don't short like the first inverse at all-time highs, if that makes sense. When I'm shorting all-time highs, I would have to wait for like 5-minute structure, you know, actually bear structure to form in a super obvious draw, which you had the obvious draw, but I don't know. I personally like waiting for more structure. Yeah, the only problem with this short at 1035, what I just went over, is because we didn't sweep out any liquidity. You're shorting when we're, you know, 2 points away from this intermediate high. So you can't use this again as a key level. We also printed perfect equal highs here. So you can't use this again as a key level, this rally gap, because this has already been mitigated into. So I'll just pull up an example here, right? We have a gap and a gap. Okay. An unmitigated gap, this is a good key level. You can use this. But if we've already traded into this gap and you're trying to take a short off of this now, you can't just use it again to frame price to send us lower, right? After we already had a move, after we took out some sell side, right? You have to wait for the intermediate high resting inside of this gap to get swept, and then you can look for a short idea or a long, right? Vice versa. Vice versa. Whatever you're looking for. So also, please quick review on the stop loss for 1048. Okay. 1048. Okay. Stop loss, we're at that high. I think that's fine. I think that's a good stop. I think that's good. Okay, so I have a question. I've been trading a little bit now. I've been doing backtesting on the NEC model. It's all the same model. The MEC, the inversion, the MECs are all about inversions, and basically, bro, they're all the same. Like, you have to learn all of them to trade profitably. Like, it's not like you just learn, like, oh, unfilled gaps is a draw on liquidity. Like, sure, is it possible? Maybe. But it's not doing, like, you're missing out on a lot of setups. Like, the MEC model, the PDI, the continuation, power of 3, right? Like, it's just, it all ties into trading the same, which is ICT concepts, and trading alongside the right draw on liquidity, having the right bias, trading the inversion for value gap strategy, which is all it is, really, that entry model. And then like the MEC, the PDI, all that is just like different frameworks revolving around the inversion, revolving around draw on liquidity and 5-minute and 15-minute for value gaps and all these key levels, right? It's all the same thing. It's just framed differently so you can actually digest it better. I problem with all-time I would say shorts, you trade 6-8 the moment you knew. Yeah, you know, we can be bearish once we start creating bearish order flow and bearish structure. You can see here, did we start trading? You have to give everything basically just conditions, right? So for example, I'm coming into the day. What am I telling myself? Okay, we're at all-time highs. We could be bullish, right? I was honestly just leaning more bearish just because of all this LRL. And then also ES just had like the most obvious equal lows at previous day low right here. So I was like, okay, we can probably go for this. I was leaning more bearish for that reasons. But I was like, hey, maybe we could be bullish, right? What are my conditions then? Okay, if we're going to be bullish, what should we do? We should deliver through highs, deliver through bullish gaps or bearish gaps, disrespect them, and then start respecting bullish gaps. Okay, now let's see what we did at open. Okay, what do we just do with this bearish gap? Respected it. What do we just do with this high? Souped it. What do we do after that? Massive amounts of displacement lower. What do we do with lows? We generated lows. Okay, so not only am I seeing this and I'm like, okay, there is no key level also to send price higher. You also have to ask yourself that, is there even narrative for a move up? Is there even any reason for price to go up? No, there's not, right? Looks like a pretty high resistant high at this point. We're not bouncing off of any key level here. So even if I wanted to be bullish, I would have to wait for all of this down here to get it hit. Because right now there's no gaps or anything to send me higher. Okay. So at that point, I knew I have to be bearish. And then also, you just see candles like this. And it's the same exact thing. Respecting bearish. Accumulation, manipulation, and a continuation of distribution. It's just conditions. You have to give yourself these conditions coming into every single day. I took a short before you took a trade when we started rejecting the 30-minute high. The one at pre-market, you're saying? Again, I was just speaking about this, but yeah, I would wait for more structure, me personally, but I mean, yeah, bro, 100%. You have a 70% win rate in backtesting, and you are unprofitable in live markets. What do you think is the reason you're not profitable? It's psychology. Does the CISD always have to be from a fair rally gap projection? Yeah. How can I effectively backtest this CISD and rejection block? I'm having issues with it, timeframes, etc. Same exact thing. I mean, if you haven't gotten a payout with the normal strat, I mean, this is not going to change anything for you. I'm not going to lie. An example of how to use them as well is right here. What I just showed. Right? This right here, a 5-minute change in state. And then you have your key level, and you have your inverse off that. Right. This is not the magic strategy, though. It's literally just the same exact way I trade. But if you don't understand, if you haven't even gotten a payout, just trading inverses and for rally gaps, then that's a whole nother story, right? And the time frames, again, are the same time frames used for everything. What time frames do I use for rally gaps? 3-minute, 5-minute, 15-minute, hourly, 4-hour, right? Same exact way. Nothing's getting changed. Why do you not care about the fact that only MNQ took the 5-minute? It's a contract SMT for one. But two, it's not really, I mean, I don't really care that we even hit this. It's more, I mean, obviously you see that after the fact, right? You see the massive amount of displacement. You see the 5-minute change in state get respected. You see the 3-minute, right? You can also frame this as maybe a 3-minute breakaway gap, which happens a lot before 10 a.m. So it's just market experience. If you weren't able to catch up because of that, then yeah, it's just market experience. Do you have to stay on the same time frame for body closure of the CIC? Yep. Same way with inverses, same way with for rally gaps, yes. I took this 3-minute, yeah. The problem was you just had a high right there. And you also had equal highs on ES. How many trades do you aim for a day? I don't aim for any amount of trades a day versus I don't aim for any amount of trades a week. I roughly take around 2 to 4 trades a week. Really depends if my setup presents itself. That's what I aim for. I aim for taking trades alongside my trading strategy. That's it. For a CISD, does it always have to be more than one candle? No, it can be one bullish candle, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to let people on stage after I answer questions. When you use data lower highs it's on the 1-minute. The 1-minute time frame. Does a series have to be a certain amount of candles? No, it can be one candle or it can be a series. So it can be a candle or a series of amount of candles. I got shared to show my buy execution. Never showed that I was still in the trade. Can you explain turtle soup? It's basically where we just don't close above a high. It's like this. we like sweep out a high, but we don't have any sort of displacement past it, right? Soup it. So we just wick it. Same thing with here, right? You don't see any body closures above this. Usually when you see that, you can tell that it's going to be like a pretty protected high, right? And it's like a good move if we're just wicking and we're having no bodies. Now, is it necessary part of my strategy? No, it's just added confluence, right? Any tips? All of my losses have been from resweeps, drawn liquidity being correct. Then you just have the wrong key levels. You just have bad key levels. And you're also probably just trading in accumulation ranges. I would say those are the two things to look out for. Pay attention to the 15-minute time frame. A lot of the times people will maybe just frame a trade off like maybe like just a huge 4-hour gap and then take a trade. And then they're not looking within this and looking at the 15-minute, right? And you have to look within the hourly, the 15-minute, because there's probably a more accurate level we're going to bounce off of in the 15-minute versus just like a huge 4-hour. No, pay attention to the 15-minute. We might have a lot of generated highs here, right? And you're just taking a short off a 4-hour when, and we're probably going to go like this. Right, so it's not just prices stopping you out and the market's against you. No, you just have the wrong key levels. Could you explain what not trading against an SMT means to your Mac model? Yeah. So a lot of times we have like, for example, an unfilled Farrelly gap. Could be here, and then this is like a long setup for the Mac model, right? And we have an unfilled 5-minute Farrelly gap, and then ES looks like this. So because the Mac model can be pretty reversal heavy a lot of the times, it's important to really minimize your losses, to not take trades like this, because typically when you see something like this where we have a bearish SMT at this high, at this unfilled gap specifically, a lot of the times this can lead to like just a continuation and a bearish bias. I see it a lot. So a lot of losses can be stopped by doing that. But of course, if you have still higher conviction, maybe we have like a data high here as like a really obvious draw, and like your conviction is past that, and you think this SMT is going to fail, then you can obviously take this trade still, and maybe it'll fail. But that's just a way to kind of minimize losses, is a lot of times with unfilled gaps, if we have an SMT at them, it can be a sign of continuations lower or higher, right? Depending on whatever. What's up, 8K? Oftentimes when we look at the gaps on the 15-minute, 5-minute, no wicks inside. But if we scale to lower time frames, you have wicks there. It's kind of intermediate. No, they're not counted as intermediate highs or lows, right? Because a lot of times, even if we have those like highs inside of a gap, it's still like an unfilled 5-minute gap or 15-minute Farrelly gap. So good question, but no. Because the gap hasn't opened, right? What you have to think about is this gap actually opened yet? And it hasn't been opened, but there's a high here, right? But the gap is now open, and it's now unfilled. So it's an unfilled gap. And it's not a high. It just was, prices just, has to have candles before that, and has to form those candles before to open that Farrelly gap, right? Isn't a Judas swing pretty similar to the PDI model? Yeah, exactly. Yep. Tell them to watch the Huawei. We were inside of a 15-minute when the 1033 short happened. Is this not a 5-minute intermediate high though? It says. Yeah. I mean, you're shorting also just with, again, perfect equal highs on ES. Right? Yeah. So pretty low probability in that case. ES as well needs that. We're definitely not going to distribute down to this low with having these equal highs here. Right? Would you rate the con today for longs? Really low. I don't even know. Pretty low rated. you're just again targeting really high resistance, and your stop loss is just, I mean, your stop loss is good, but again, your drawn liquidity is just ass. Drawn liquidity is buns. I took the initial 30-second. Was that valid? Yeah, I mean, I think the draws were great. What do you mean it was a data wick though? Is this a data candle? What do you mean it was a data high? Was this at 8:15? Do we have news today? At 8:15? Maybe we did. Well, yeah. Again, I think if you had like confidence for it, it's good. I just don't love shorting all-time highs when we're that high, but yeah, we had a great reaction off that high, and we also had a really good draws lower. So how many concepts would I need to utilize for trading daily since I'm just starting out? The concepts you need is you need to learn about fair value gaps. You need to learn about market structure, candlesticks, openings, everything we have in the WAP. So candlesticks, market structure, fair value gaps, inverse fair value gaps, liquidity, your draw on liquidity, bias, conditions. It's a lot of concepts. But yeah, everything we have in the WAP that's structured and organized in there. This was heartbreaking. Got break even on this, went break even when we took the low, meant nothing and screwed me. Fuck. Yeah. Getting break even rated hurts, bro. I got break even rated yesterday. Definitely wasn't a good feeling. But what are you gonna do about it, bro, chacho? Okay. I faded the trade you took because ES swept a 4-minute low. Same time we get the 1 minute risk. Huge SMT. I think it's valid. I think I was just telling. I mean, I saw that too, but my draw on liquidity was just lower than this. That's a time where I just have to ask myself, like, is there a reason for price to reverse off this level? And to me, no. We had all this LRL, and then also ES is like perfect daily lows were right here. So once we started breaking past this, to me, this was like a market structure shift. To me, this was just going to dump to previous day low. So just different ways of viewing the market, but yeah. It just has to tap the line, yeah. It's an order block, so as long as it just like hits it, and then we get a reaction off it, right? Just like a fair value gap. You wait for a fair value gap to get tapped into, right? I understand what you said about conditions, but weren't you way too close to be at all-time highs to be shorting, even if there was some bearish structure? No, right? You have to give yourself conditions. Even if we're at all-time highs, do I care if we're literally not giving any signs of bullishness? No, right? All-time highs really doesn't mean much if we're not showing that we are continuing to be bullish or continuing to trade alongside that trend. So you can't just be married to a bias, especially when the market isn't showing us that we're doing that still. Right? You have to be reactive, which is really, really important in trading. Is there a specific way you go about trading news? Nope. Pretty much trade the same way every time. Unless there's like a data wick, then sometimes it can be a good draw if it's alongside the bias. But yeah. What do you think about this PDI sub? Do you think it failed because of how late in the session this was and I just got chopped? Yeah. For one, your draw was just really bad. You're targeting a high that swept out another high inside of like a really very high resistant area. And then also this is a very high resistant area as well. So just your draw on liquidity is really bad. Is a general rule don't take a trade unless the drawn liquidity is A plus? That should be a rule, yes. The market, like, it literally doesn't matter. Scratch everything in terms of for rally gaps, inverse rally gaps, CISDs, all that bullshit. If your drawn liquidity isn't good, the trade is not going to play out. I don't care how beautiful your setup looks mechanically. If you don't have a good reason for the market to go where your take profit is, your setup, again, means nothing. When I'm backtesting earlier years, sometimes I trip over how far something is. For example, 100 points away, then backtest. I mean, you just have to look at what the previous day's moves were. If they were around that and they're moving like that amount of points, then yeah, I wouldn't trip about like the certain amount of points. But you just have to make it relative to obviously the session that you're trading and the day that you're trading. Yeah, I mean, my DMs are just flooded with people that like add me from like free chat and shit. And yeah, do you kind of break even towards total trades per week? I mean, what do you like when I'm saying I take like 2 to 4 trades a week? Yeah, about. Yeah, I'll count that. I mean, they're not really new key level, bro. I've explained CISDs for years now, for the past like 6 months, but people just wanted me to make a video on it, so I made a video, and then, anyways. But again, I'm not changing anything about the strategy, guys. It's the same exact thing. I'm just the same thing I teach. Yeah, I would say that'd be a good break, even if you had a entry there, maybe. What do you think about the 3 minute short? Yeah, I don't like it. It's just because we had those equal highs on ES and then we had the highs also on NQ. Can you please explain a swing high and a swing low? Does it have to be a green candle or a red candle? No. It doesn't have to be the candle colors do not matter at all. It can literally just be uh like a sequence that looks like this. It's basically just a right. This is a swing high, and it doesn't matter the candles. This can be a green candle. This can both be green candles. This can be a red candle, right? This is just a swing high. It's just a low, and then it's a higher low, or it's a high, a higher high, and then a lower high. Right. This is a swing high. Candle colors do not matter. What do you think about this 30-second long? I guess the problem we were inside a huge 15-minute gap. I don't hate this setup. I mean, I don't know. I think just after the main draw on the day got booked for today, it was just pretty hard to find a good bias. Like after the main draw gets booked and like the main objective, and then the rebalance already happens after that, then it's like we're usually gonna see this. It's very yeah, so it's like if you don't get in on the main draw, then you also don't get in on the rebalance, and you're probably just gonna get caught up in chop, right? But it's not a bad trade. Sometimes I struggle with being too mechanical. Sometimes I take pattern trades or missteps. Like today, I wanted to take it, but it felt like I was breaking my rules because of anything in discretion. Yeah, I mean everything you just said there is important. Markets, what's it called? Market experience, changing states, delivery, like all that stuff. Changing state delivery is very important also. The 1051 long, the highs are high resistance. We are at all-time highs. So is that your only confluence for longing? You know, that's just what you have to ask yourself. Even me, I don't take trades just because we're at all-time highs. I don't just take longs, right? It has to be like a nice swing like this. If it's not, then I'm not going to be longing all-time highs, No matter what, you always have to look for low resistance liquidity at your take profit and high resistance liquidity at your stop loss. That's it, bro. Hella low cortisol. What was wrong with the long at 10:52? Just went over it. Can you go over this? You missed my question from earlier. So odd time highs the key item. You can say, yeah, you can say it was all-time highs. It was also this 15-minute bearish rally gap in this range. 15-minute, this level as well. But yeah. Didn't you only get break even on that trade because you wanted a winning day? What? Didn't you only get break even on that trade because you wanted a winning day? What? I don't understand what you're trying to ask. When do you know to care about equal lows or equal highs on ES? When they're higher time frame and when they're at like a significant liquidity pool. So for example here, these like equal lows I wanted really bad, even since yesterday. I didn't even take this obvious long yesterday just because I was kind of super convinced these would eventually get hit. But again, these are like daily equal lows. So like when I see stuff like this, it's what I really care about. And also if they're inside of like higher time frame, just anything higher time frame basically. Like 1 minute equal highs and lows, don't care about. But they're like 5 minute, 15 minute above, inside of key levels. Yeah, no. Okay. I recently joined the 1% after learning Mac and PDI. My mind still goes blank when I look for reasons to enter a trade because I don't want to move forward. What exactly should I look for before entering, especially on lower time frames? So when you're entering into a setup, you want to ask yourself like a couple of questions. Number one being, like the simple question to ask yourself is my stop loss protected / high resistant? And is my take profit unprotected / low resistant, right? So you want to be targeting areas that look like this, and then you want your stop loss to be in places that look like this, right? High resistance versus low resistance. That's like a couple of things. That's like the main question I usually ask myself when I'm entering into trades. You want to also just ask yourself, is this aligned with the higher time frame? DOL. But yeah, like the basic like things you need in a setup is a 5 minute fair value gap / key level, right? So just 5 minute plus key level. You need to have an IFEG, right? An inverse. So confirmation, highest time frame in the manipulation leg, and then you need to have like that good drawn liquidity, right? And then take profit. That's like the main things you got to ask yourself. But when I'm coming into the day, it's mainly just like this. And yeah, you obviously have to come up with your own questions, but what you're looking for on the lower time frame specifically, when it's like the 1 minute, I'm only on the 1 minute just to look for my entries, right? I'm looking on the 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute hourly for my key levels and areas that we're going to reject off. And then I'll hop on the 1 minute to wait for price to hit those levels and form an inversion, right? Out of that. So I understand your strat has a high win rate and you typically aim for 1R. Do you ever leave runners? I don't ever leave runners. No. I don't really ever like take profit and then leave runners. I used to do that, but I just found it kind of messed with my win rate. So no, I'll always just like usually just full close at like a 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-3. But yeah, days like today would have been a good day to leave runners, sure, but do I really fucking care at the end of the day? No. I won Days like this are pretty rare where we just dump 130 points without a retrace. You know, a lot of the times we have a move like this and then go back, you know, move like this, you know. So I'm confident with my piece of the pie, and that's why I think the win rate's high also, is just the way I take profits. Hey, when it comes to unfilled gaps, are they filled as long as they even wick? Yes, as long as they just touch it. Is a low or a high within a gap high resistant? That's a good question. So I would say, like, if it's alongside like a sell model, for example, and we have like a high like this can be pretty high resistant, right? Because this high, you know, we still have to complete the sell model, or then we can flip this around for a buy model, right? But these highs typically are pretty high resistant. Now, you can make it even more high resistant by having a move like this, right? Does this happen? Does this need to happen? No. But when it does, this just makes it even more high resistant when we sweep out the intermediate high, right? So my journal selection for today, all-time S&P. Very nice, very nice. Can you explain low resistance liquidity and high resistance? Yeah, low resistance is basically just failure swings. So when we have multiple swing lows that don't sweep out other swing lows, this is like a bearish example, but you can see here, right? We have swing low, swing low, swing low, swing low, swing low, swing low, a bunch of swing lows in the market. And this means what? A lot of liquidity. So this is called low resistant, meaning the market will typically just like run all of these lows here, right? Versus up here, we have one high, and then this high sweeps out that high. High resistant. Versus all these lows here, very low resistance. So you want to be taking profits at areas of low resistance liquidity, like failure swings, you know, highs that look like this, instead of high. You want to be taking trades towards the areas like this, right? You don't want to be taking longs towards areas that look like this. Why? Because it's going to be harder to go for these highs, because the market typically likes to what? Generate liquidity before targeting it, right? So it's just ways to like kind of increase your win rate. It's not possible with futures trading specifically. Maybe with forex trading, but I mean, yeah, there was really no setups after we ended up booking those lows, so, and having a rebalance. Yeah, exactly, Cody. I find that a lot of times like 3 minutes can coincide with that, like Judas volatility, yes. Especially like those first like 15 minutes. So yeah. Well, you have to ask yourself, for one, I mean, the easy questions is just, if you took this trade, would you be mad at yourself? And something else that also helps is just recording yourself. So literally record yourself and give yourself these conditions and talk to yourself, talk out loud. A lot of you guys are trading and it's like complete silence, which I don't think is bad, but for a lot of you guys that have problems like entering into trades, bro, even when I'm not like live streaming and shit, like I'll be talking to myself um when I'm just by myself, like a fucking schizo. Like I'll be like, okay, so we hit this gap, I would want to see this happen for entry. Like I'm literally talking to myself, because it's the same thing like journaling, you know. If you're journaling, or you're not journaling and you're just thinking about it, like, okay, this trade lost because whatever, you're not really digesting that, and you're also not getting stats behind that. Versus actually writing it down, your brain is going to digest that way better. And a lot of people are like, well, how do you gain discretion? How do you gain pattern recognition? And you're able to take more discretionary trades, all this shit. Like, it just comes down to journaling, comes down to that market experience, and how you actually gain that is by doing shit like that, bro. Like making your brain remember by writing things down, talking to yourself out loud, even if you look crazy, whatever. Record yourself, you know. But that's something that's really helpful for me personally. Um, I mean, we could have gone to it, but did we show any signs that we were going to it? No. So at that point, I don't care about it, right? Even like we can have draws on liquidity, but does that mean that we have to go to it? No. Right? Draws on liquidity mean nothing until we start displacing towards it. I'm gonna do some bad things here, bro. Yeah, you can't swing trade futures on a live account either. So I know you said don't take trades unless the draw on liquidity is A plus. I mean, if we want a long or short, you want a bullish bearish trend. So an A plus draw on liquidity just simply means like a good target, right? What is a good target? A good target can be an unfilled gap, right? It can be maybe this unfilled 5-minute gap. This is a good target. It's low resistant, right? What's also low resistant? All of this, right? All these lows in the market. What's examples of bad targets? Right? This high right here. This is not a good target. Why? We just swept out this other high. Not the best of a target. Not the best of a target. Or some good targets. Again, low resistance liquidity. So just lows that don't sweep out other lows, like these equal lows. Good target. A plus target. Unfilled gaps. This unfilled gap. Good target to trade to. Low resistance liquidity. Maybe we go to this tomorrow. I don't know. If we're bullish and we start trading up towards that, this would be a good target. So those are examples of good targets. Just like low resistance liquidity, right? Just got my first funded account. I need 5 winning days for maximum payout. Why are you trying to go for a max payout, bro? Hold up. Back it up. This is what I mean about you guys just like, whoa. Whoa. What are we talking about? This is like such a common thing. Like, I hear it all the time, bro. I'm going to max payout. Bro, you just got your first funded account. Calm down. Anyways, could have hit a 3R yesterday. I went for 1R. Try to keep paying like that. I mean, you gotta. I mean, how bad is your? You're saying in terms of like your max payout to your consistency rule. I see what you're saying. I mean, it really depends on what prop firm you got. I mean, if you're on like a Lightning funded account, then yeah, you kind of have no other choice. But if it's just a regular funded account, it's like 40% consistency. I think you can get away with a 1 to 3. I don't know what your risk management is though. Like you just have to do the calculations on yourself, and I don't know what the percentages of your consistency rule, you know. But you can definitely do more than a 1 to 1. You can probably go for like a 1 to 2 at minimum or at max. I mean, maybe. Can you go over this? What? Wait, what? I know the second one's greedy. Okay. Yeah, I mean, guys, you can't just send in trades without giving me any like confluences or reasoning, right? How to send in? What are examples of someone sending in? Where is it, bro? Whatever. Just send in your confluences next time, because I can't rate a setup without you telling me why you took it. You know, it's pretty counterintuitive. You know. Yeah, I was looking for yours because you sent in all your reasons, which is good. But anyways, I think longs were good for a rebalance play though overall, bro. I think I like it for a rebalance. You found a good entry, I guess. But again, I don't know like the reasons behind this, why you entered here, not here or here. You know, I don't know. So you just gotta send in your confluences and your reasons for entering the trade, and I can kind of help you with that. But overall, I like it for rebalance. So yeah. Yep. No, there's not. It's not. It's not better or worse, in my opinion. The only thing that matters is if you take a trade that's alongside the model, bro. If the model presents itself at 9:35, then it does. If it presents itself at 10:20, then it does. Then you know. Buy something that was bullshit all the time. I had low resistance going to ES priest to trading bullish. Want to see people all around. Buy something correct. Okay. Looking for longs. That's good. You learned, you live and you learn, right? This is a great journal. Something I would write is just to have, again, like, for your bias, don't just have bias, right? If you guys read the bias that I used to send out, I would always say, like, I'm leaning some sort of way. Like, I'm leaning, but the condition is going to be XYZ, right? So I'll have a condition to potentially be bullish, potentially be bearish, right? Okay, I'm leaning maybe bullish here, but we could be bearish if we close below this. Okay, we trade into this, respect it, right? So it's always, you got to be leaning some sort of way. You can't just be, okay, I'm fully bullish, right? Be bullish, but until proven wrong. How are you proven wrong? How could you be proven wrong? Give yourself conditions. What's an example of today how you could be proven wrong? Oh, okay, I'll be bullish. I'll be proven wrong on my bullish bias if we don't trade past all-time highs, if we don't inverse this gap, if we start respecting this, if we start trading lower and creating equal lows at low resistance, if we start trending towards this previous day low, right? If we start respecting this gap. Give yourself conditions. You need conditions. You can't just be going to the market blind and being like, I'm fully bullish, because of course you're going to miss out on trades. Aren't longs a rebalance counter trend making it lower probability? I mean, after a huge dump like this, it's not really. I like using limit orders sometimes when the displacement is strong. I mean, at that point, it's a 50-50, bro. It's not like the limit order has to get hit. So it's just up to you. Do you care about the risk to reward? Could you take it? Are you accepting that risk, or do you need to see a bigger retrace? That's just what you have to ask yourself. All right, let's let some people on stage.
Yo, can you hear me?
What's good, bro?
Alright. So I'm the guy that sent the question about the funded account. I'm not aiming for a max payout.
No,
but
yeah, I
right
realized
now,
that after.
it's all good. So right now, this is my first like funded account. The last one I blew, so this is like my first official one. And I'm risking 0.5% just because I have a 3% drawdown and it's blown. So should I go on like trade regularly, just do 0.5% until I'm comfortable?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so with the 0.5%, it said I needed 5 winning days and a max payout of 2,500. So I shouldn't worry about the number, right? Like as long as I just keep trading the way I trade. If I get the payout, I get the payout in 5 days. If not, whatever. And then whatever's left over, I just keep in that account and then buy new fundeds.
Right. What? Why are you saying 5 days? Like, I know you have 5 winning days.
I don't know. I have a zero account with Alpha Futures, and it says I need 5 winning days to request a payout.
Yeah, a
Or
winning
did I
day
read
is
that
just made
wrong?
up of like 2. Yeah. No, you're fine, bro. I wouldn't even think about it. Just literally trade the same way you're trading, 0.5% risk, and just follow your rules. That's it, and you will be able to request a payout if you do enough of that, following your rules and having proper risk management.
Okay,
If you
then
have,
since
if you're comfortable enough risking 1%, then do that. If you're not comfortable risking that amount, then don't risk 0.5.
okay, and I usually see people say like, "Oh, I'm not requesting my whole payout because I need a buffer." Do I need to worry about that for my first account, or would you recommend like just get everything and then uh put it in more funded accounts?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend like, um, I think if you're able to request a payout, just request a payout. That's my advice.
Okay, so I shouldn't worry about buffers until like later down the road.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, perfect. That's all I got, bro. Thank you.
Got you, bro.
Yo, what's up, bro?
Yo, it's good, dude.
Are you okay with me sharing my screen?
Yeah, go for it. Let me just hold up.
Let's see. Okay. Okay, I'll see my screen. Do you all see my screen or?
Yep.
Okay, so I sent it also in the 1% chat, but I took this 30-second short here because I saw this 3 minute as well, but didn't like it because we were opening up 30 minute on ES.
Yep.
So I waited for the 30 minute to be tapped on ES, and then I entered the trade because we had a SMT as well. Because we had that 50 minute still underneath the unmitigated, and we had on the ES we edged the daily value gap.
Yep.
So do you think this was a valid setup to take, or?
Yeah, I think it's a great setup, bro. I think those are great reasons to take that trade.
And I also didn't took the 5 minute here, the continuation, because I just, yeah, I don't know, maybe my experience is then off or something, but because on NQ we didn't tap the 5 minutes, so I don't know, I just didn't like that.
Yeah, I think that's fine, bro. I don't think you should beat yourself up about it. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so this was the only thing I want to ask. And did you also, because this is, you can see this is a new breaker lag, right? Yeah, okay, so 30 second was valid because we also had a 1 minute underneath.
Yeah, I mean that just comes down to like, bro, you can take that 30-second, or you can wait for more confirmation if you're not that confident. But yeah, I mean that was like the highest time frame in that manipulation leg. You get the inverse there, and you can just kind of expect that 1 minute to break if you have that confidence. So
Yeah, okay. Okay, that was the only thing I wanted to ask and to
perfect,
show.
bro. Good trade. Nice.
Yo, thanks, bro.
All right. Peace out.
Hi Blake, how are you?
Yo, what's good, brother?
You said that it is valid to re-enter a trade when we hit a new key level. So I have an example.
Okay.
Wait, I share the screen.
Yep, share screen.
Can you see the screen?
It's loading. Nice. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the 1 hour chart. So my run of liquidity for this day was equal highs. The day before, we swept an intermediate low inside a fair value gap, and then we make a 1 hour fair value gap that we trade into it. After that, in the 15-minute chart, we trade into a 15-minute fair value gap to continue the trend towards the equal highs.
Okay.
So in this setup, the setup presents in the 1 minute chart. So we come into the 15-minute fair value gap, and then we inverse, and I take a trade. This trade was a stop loss, and then I re-enter a 2-minute inverse fair value gap. This is still valid to re-enter?
What? Okay, so it was like a 15-minute intermediate low after that?
No, it was the last one. The last 15-minute. Yes, it was like intermediate low.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
This was the first trade.
Yeah, no, I got it. I would say that's a fine re-entry, yeah. You have now generated highs. Yeah, I don't hate it.
Okay, so that's a valid re-enter.
Yeah, I would say so, bro.
Okay, that was all. Thanks.
Cool, bro. Cool. Now, the only reason I say that, right, guys, is because a lot of the times with your guys' setups, that was like an example of something that's valid, but a lot of the times we might have, like, for example, a gap here, All right. But then we probably also have maybe a gap here that's like an EQ or discount. And then the setups here. And then we have like a resweep, but like we don't hit like the new key level. Sometimes it's just like bad just because you see like, oh, we just swept out my stop loss, but it's like, no, you need to wait for that new key level. But in that case, there really wasn't nothing else underneath to go to. And then once you get that good displacement, I mean, that's all that matters. But Yerp. Cool.
Yo, what's up, Blake?
Yo, what's good, G?
How you doing, bro?
Good, bro. How are you?
Chilling. So I'm pretty sure my mentorship's gonna be running out soon. I don't know exactly when because I've had extensions in the past, but I feel like I'm pretty much at a point where I've gained most of what there is to gain from the mentorship and the community. But I really do enjoy it. Like I like helping people and like just talking in chat like after the day's over and whatnot. I remember it being mentioned to me that if I do like a testimonial for the WAP, that I could get like another extension. Who would I reach out to about that, or like how would that work?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think
Would it be with you, or like who would it be with?
who told you that?
I remember Ronan mentioned it like months ago, like before I even got my first payout. He was like, "Would you be down for a testimonial for like the WAP because you kind of have like a unique situation?" And I wasn't really super comfortable with it at that point, just because like obviously I wanted to have some kind of proof first. But I'm
I would
down to
talk
do
with
it now.
Aether about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Aether's
sounds
like,
good, man.
if you guys have any questions about your membership or anything like that, Aether's usually like the best to go about that. He's on top
For
of
sure.
that, so cool, bro.
All right, sounds good, bro. Have a good one.
You too, man. Peace.
Peace.
Yo, Blake, what's up, bro?
What's good, G?
How are you, man?
What's up?
You good? You good?
I'm good. How are you, bro? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So recently I passed my first eval, and yeah, I need 5 winning days to get my payouts, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really like to think about it. I just want to follow my setups to get to that point. But the thing is, I need 5 winning days of more than $150. And for example, yesterday I took that beautiful 37 Mac long, and when I risked the 0.5%, and when I saw the price went to $150, I wanted to close, and then I waited a little bit just to not close at 150 and close it at 180. So negative RR, you know. And I really was like a bit upset with myself. I don't know if you kind of like had this situation in the past. So I wanted to like talk to you about this because it's my first fund. It's different because I was really disciplined to get this funded. I did everything right. May was my best month ever. I think I ended up like 6 or 7% up. I erased all my losses from April, and yeah, these kind of things that fuck me up a little bit because I know the technicals, and then I just want to close the trade because $150, that's like nothing, you know.
Mm-hmm. So this is like how prop firms want you to think, right? The whole time you're explaining your situation, you're talking about the way, again, like the way prop firms want you to think, which is just having a certain amount of winning days, having a profit target of $150, of having, all these little things that really shouldn't matter whatsoever and don't matter, especially when you're trading like live markets in an actual live account, and that's how profitable traders think. Unprofitable traders are constantly just thinking about ways that they have to make money, right? The reason profiters put out these winning days and shit is so you can be thinking to yourself, I need to make money, right? They try to put you in this certain mindset of trying to make money, and what does that lead to? You just taking trades, closing them out too early. You taking trades that aren't with your actual rules or anything like that. So, of course, you're going to be trading a lot worse, and it's going to be a lot more stressful for your trading, especially. So, the only way to combat that is by doing the obvious, which is trading exactly how you were meant to, trading your proper risk management in the same way you trade in backtesting. I bet when you trade in backtesting, it's a lot different from how you trade in live markets right now, right?
Yeah, for example, this trade I never would close at the negative RR in backtest, for example. But the last one trades that got me the funded, I traded all like my backtest. That's why I got to this point.
Okay. So literally that's the answer right in front of you, right? You got to that point because you followed your strategy and because you traded the same way you did in backtesting, because you followed your rules. And again, it's sometimes like the easy answers, but you did it before, so you know what it is. You know how to do it also. It's not anything brand new to you. It's just that added stress that prop firms put onto you. But yeah, bro, again, I don't need to like bash on you and tell you that you're an idiot and all this stuff. Like, no, you know what you have to do, right? It's just up to you. And I'm not going to sit there and hold your hand and, obviously, you're the person at the end of the day clicking the buy and sell button every day, So,
Yeah, of course.
but yeah, you know what you have to do, bro. Yeah.
I just would like to kind of know if you have passed to this situation or no yet.
Yeah, no,
But
of course. I've yeah, of course. At the start, I think I like, bro, like that's like the main reason that I mean it's everyone, bro. It's everyone. It's not just me. It's every single person that is a profitable trader has been through that, I bet, at some point in time. Where, you're just thinking about, I need to get this payout. And the reality is, bro, the less you think about the money, the more money you will make. The less you care about the outcome of every individual day, the more money you make. I don't give a fuck about, oh my God, this person on social media took this trade, and this person took this trade, and this person did this. It's like, I don't even care, right? I see so many people, especially in my chat. I get added in other Discords too. People, like, you have to just focus on yourself, your own trading, and you don't care about the outcome, right? Because at the end of the day, based on your back testing, based on your own statistics, what is profitable. And the way you think about the markets, the way you view the markets is profitable. But as long as you stick to that. So that's kind of like, that's what you have to do, bro. Again, fuck everything else. Just trust in yourself and trust in what you've learned from us. That's what's most important, right?
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks for the advice, bro. Thanks for letting me be in stage and for your time. Appreciate that. And
of course, bro.
Have a good one, bro.
Of course, bro. You too. Have a good one. Peace out.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yo, what's good, bro?
All right, bro. I've been like struggling with this for a minute now. But, like, I've gotten to the point where I feel like I know the model and that I can execute it pretty good. And like a lot of the losses are some of the losses that you're taking, that Ronan's taking, like all these mentors are taking. And but I'm fading a lot of the winning trades. I think I'm just really getting into my head about like. Oh, did you ask me how I am? I'm doing good, bro. How are you?
Yeah. How are you, bro? I'm good.
I'm doing all right, bro.
All right. No, you're good. Keep going.
But like I'm fading a lot of these winning trades and just seeming to take the losing ones. I just got the shit into the stick with that, and I've just been like the model presents itself, it aligns with my DOL, but I'm just convincing myself like, oh, the structure's not good enough, blah 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 blah. And like coming up with bullshit reasons to fade trades. I just do not know how to get over that.
Yeah. Okay. 2 things I'm going to tell you to do. I mean, I don't know if you're doing it already. Number 1 is journaling every day, no matter if it's a winning day, losing day, or a no trade day. A lot of people just journal only winning days or like only losing days. But it's also important to do both of those, but also the days you don't trade, to gain data on that as well, because it was a potential day you could have made money, That being said, also, it's not every single time you don't take a trade and it wins means it's a good trade. Okay, that's something you have to get in your head. The way you have a 70% win rate in your back testing, or 80% or 60%, whatever it is, your winning statistic is built around you not taking trades. And whether that pattern recognition comes from you, maybe not liking structure on one trade, sure, like that's discretion, bro. It builds over time, and that's pattern recognition as well. There's a lot of the times where everything mechanically could set up, and maybe I'm just like, I don't really love like how choppy we are right now or something like that. Sure, that's where discretion comes into play to fade trades. But there's also like a couple other things you can do. Number one is like removing risk. That's huge. A lot of people don't take trades because they're scared to lose money. They're scared to be down an X amount of percent on their account. They're scared to be close to blowing it. And that's something that makes them fade a lot of trades and have to wait for perfect setups. Another tip, and just something I'll tell you, is just, again, every single trade has reasons why it could fail. I think a lot of people don't take trades because they find like one little reason. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, literally, I'm not even joking. Every single trade I take, I could find a reason why I could fail. Every single trade I take. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not an A+ setup or a high-quality setup. No, it just means that every single trade has some risk involved. Of course, that's trading, right? And every single trade, has losses. A winning statistic has losses. So, sure, there's reasons why a trade could fail. What you have to do is just give yourself the overwhelming amount of confluences for you to actually go through with that setup. So if there's just so many confluences in, alongside this trade, and you're talking to yourself also out loud, I want you to do this as well. Record yourself, bro. It's really, really easy. Just open up a recording software, start recording yourself from the morning, start of the morning, you writing out your bias, what you want to see happen, and then you talking throughout this setup. And for example, today, bro, like, I'm just literally talking to myself the whole entire day, talking to myself. Okay, I want to see this happen. I want to see price sweep this, trade lower. If we form a gap here, if we form a CISD, we get a perfect reversal off this, then I'll take a setup. And we literally do exactly picture perfect what I wanted price to do. And we get this. So it's like I have no reason to not take this, right? It's like I just told myself I would take this trade if this happens, and exactly what I wanted to see happened. Right? But a lot of you guys just don't even know what you're looking for. And yeah, so that means what's going to happen is you're going to see setups present itself, and maybe you weren't ready for it mentally because you weren't talking yourself through it, because you weren't actually expecting it, and you don't know if the setup's even good, right? So it's really important that you are constantly checking in with yourself, and giving yourself these scenarios, these if-then statements, not just in the morning, but throughout the whole day, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, be checking in with yourself. And whether that's mentally, whether you have to write that out, whether you want to record yourself and talk out loud, those are all things that you need to start doing. Because, I mean, bro, if you're unprofitable and you're just like sitting in your bed on your phone trading, and, you're not even like talking, you're not doing anything, yeah, you're going to look at setups and you're not going to know if they're good or bad because, well, you didn't write out a bias. You didn't do all those things I was just explaining, right? So that's just some tips for, like, reasons why you're fading setups.
I appreciate it. I think that I do need to do better at setting if-then statements all the time. Like going in the morning, I always set it like, okay, if we sweep this high, then I want to look for this short or whatever. But then kind of after, maybe that doesn't happen, then I kind of find myself just waiting for something to be super obvious to me. And I'm not actually like looking and trying to react to what's happening.
Yeah. Again, I would really recommend you then just to like record yourself, because it's like, I'm always doing it. Like sometimes even if I'm not recording myself, I'll be like live, or if I'm not live, then I'll be like just talking to myself out loud. Super
I appreciate it, bro.
Of course, dude. All right.
Thank you, buddy.
Have a good one.
How's it going,
Yo, what's good, bro?
Doing good. I have two questions, and the first one is kind of just like a general question. I'm getting to the point where, I feel very comfortable in the model. I have like 2 past funded accounts. I'm starting to pick up some evals and stuff. And it's just kind of being like, it's just kind of getting like a little bit surreal. you know, and kind of nerve-wracking because, you know, I got 2 past fundeds and like 4 evals, and I'm just wondering, you know, to keep my mind like steady. I've always done good passing evals on just like 1 NQ. Is that kind of how you guys are like passing these? Do you just link them all to your fundeds and stay with 1%? Should I just not really worry about them? It's just weird making the step from like, you know, making sure I could, you know, get a payout. And you know, I got a payout last week, and you know, I've gotten a payout before that, and I'm pretty confident when I lock in, I can get payouts. And it's just it's kind of nerve-wracking making the jump from like, you know, 1 account to, you know, I got 5 now, and these ones are evals and these aren't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just that like transition phase it's kind of like taking a toll on me, and especially when I'm waking up late, I'm like, man, like I really should have some good sleep tonight, you know?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Of course. Well, yeah. I mean, first off, right? Trading is it's a job. At the end of the day, it can be like mentally taxing. You have to be waking up on time. You have to be doing these things of journaling, all that shit. So that's something that's just, of course, super important. No matter if you're trading evals, if you're trading 10 accounts, 20 accounts, 30 accounts, it's all the same. I mean, how many accounts are you on right now?
Right now, I got 4 Lucids and a funded Apex and a funded Lucid Pro account.
Okay.
So I got 2 funded accounts and 4 Lucid evals, and I'm kind of just switching off between like a funded on one day, you know, so I can maybe get a payout in a week or 2, and then like the 4 evals. And my second question was actually like I don't know how to link like on TradeSync, Lucid and Apex accounts. I think you can do
What
it,
do you mean?
but I was only able to link like all my Lucids together, or like all my Apexes together. Like I couldn't find out how to link like my funded Apex to like my 4 Lucid Flex evals. You know what I mean?
That's weird. I mean, I trade with both Lucid and Apex, and I have them linked.
Yeah, and you put them in like the same cockpit, right?
Yeah.
Can
That's
you
weird.
maybe show me how to do that real quick?
Yeah.
All right.
Could also be, bro, your
The subscription.
not even your subscription. Your subscription. Maybe you didn't do it with Tradeovate.
I did it with Tradeovate, but there's like 3 subscriptions you can get with like 4 connections or like unlimited connections. But I have 2 connections, so I should be able to link Apex and Lucid accounts.
No.
Okay, I'll screen share. My bad.
No, you're good.
All right, cockpit. So, connections. So this is like the Lucid one, and
Why is
under
yours
it.
orange?
Wait, what do you mean?
Mine is blue.
Like these?
Like the enabled, yeah. I've never seen that. Huh.
Like let's just say like I wanted to do like a new one, you know. I click Tradeovate.
Yeah.
And let's just say like Apex. You go to continue. It brings you to like the Tradeovate login.
Yeah.
And you can only pick like one or the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like let's say I want to do like the Apex. Nah, it just basically it creates like its own little section for Apex, but
Right. Exactly.
Oh fuck. Wait, so just by having this enabled, this will probably.
Yeah.
Did I just figure it out? I'm just retarded.
Yes. And then you got a cockpit, and then you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. I just want to show this to you. Little LARP for the. It's an eval LARP, but a LARP indeed.
All right.
The eval LARP.
But let's go. That's funny.
Just getting these evals up, you know. Want to say like, also super thankful. This group has taught me so much.
Of course, bro. You've been cooking. You've been absolutely cooking. So proud of you.
For sure.
But I mean, to answer your question, I mean, it's kind of like hard because I mean, this is just the way I do it. This isn't the right way or the wrong way to trade evals.
Yeah, I get you. No, really,
but
right.
Yeah, but there's times where like, for example, I'll have maybe like some accounts I need to pass. All right, that's like in an eval phase. Maybe I'll just like, there's times where I'll copy trade them and then I'll like double the risk. So for example, you can do that using TradeSyncer. You can kind of just copy trade them, and then I put my evals as like 2x the risk, and I'll just copy trade it alongside my fundeds. That's something I do. Something else I might do is maybe just
It's like if you have eval and like a funded, obviously you want to risk 1% because you don't want, you know, this funded's like, you know, fucking like tanking like 1.5% if you're risking a little extra on like the evals, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, I'm not wasting my time with an eval. It's just like a day I could be making money, so I don't waste my time with evals. I'll try to pass them in like 2 days, 3 days, a week max, you know.
It's like I'm trying to think of it as like, you know, I don't make crazy money from my base job, but you know, it's like 500 to 600 a week. I can spend 200-300, you know, on evals, and just like not throw it to the wind because I'm gonna follow my model, but you know, kind of use it as like a business investment, you know, until it's a funded account. It's kind of what you're, kind of like your mindset towards it, correct? Like
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I'm gonna follow my strategy. I'm gonna risk a little extra, but at the end of the day, it's a business investment. And when this is funded, you know, locking in, right? 1%, all that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then there should be a time though, like you don't really need to be spending like money on more accounts, right? Like if you have like, you know, a solid stock of like 5 accounts, you can
That's
easily,
what I'm trying to chill at, you know.
yeah.
For
Once you're at that, bro, just focus on like one firm. Like focus on Lucid right now and just try to get like 5, like just a stack of 5 accounts on Lucid. Cool. If you can do that, or 3. Yeah, like whatever. Like literally whatever. If you're at 3 that you want to be at, that can still, you can easily still be making 10K a month with 3 prop firms, you know.
Do you know how fucking hyped I'm gonna be to get a payout from more than one account?
Yeah.
My mind is gonna be fucking blown.
It's a great feeling, bro.
Oh
It is
God.
lit. But yeah, bro.
I appreciate it, Blake.
Of course, Tree.
Appreciate everyone in this group.
Keep killing it, bro.
All right, yo. Yes, sir.
Peace out.
Hello?
Yo, what's good, bro?
What's up? Can I share my screen?
Yeah, go for it. Let me just.
So I just wanted to ask about today. I know you were bearish, but I wanted to long off this level right here is an hour intermediate low. And so like you can see like I'll go to ES. We have an SMT here. So like to me, like this is the leg, like this is the high, the low that hits it. But then if you go to NQ, like it just looks like this, completely different. So like if I wanted to use that as my key level, use this and use like the SMT, like how would I enter off that? Because the leg on NQ is kind of like non-existent. So what would I use?
You would then just use like the whole entire like leg, you know, like the
So if there's
whatever.
nothing here, just use like all this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if there's nothing, then you have to use that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's it. Thank you.
Got you, bro. Cool. All right, movie. All right, cool. This is a good ass Q&A. W Q&A. W's in the shot. What would you rate this trade? I would say it's A rated, bro. Definitely really good. I think it could have been A plus maybe if like there was still higher time frame draws intact, but we kind of took everything, so it was really only like internal liquidity. All right. What was wrong with shorts after 10? I think shorts were good after 10. Like I just rated this one A rated. I think shorts are good. I think it was just still like pretty choppy, but this short was really good, yeah. Definitely good. W's on that shot. All right, well, yeah, thank you guys for pulling up. Hopefully you guys learned something. And yeah, I'll see you guys in chat tomorrow. Remember, trade well, be patient, take high quality setups, and most importantly, don't hesitate. You know, if you see your setup, take it. If you have a protected stop loss and a good take profit and you have confidence in it, take it. Don't be a scared little bitch. And also don't be a little bitch if it hits your stop loss. Also, Trust in the system, trust in the model, trust in the edge, and look out, zoom out to the bigger time frames. Okay? But yeah, follow your rules, bro. If you're in this mentorship and you're still not following your rules, I don't know what you're doing, okay? Stop wasting time. Stop procrastinating. There is no better time to start than now. I promise you, you will not be profitable doing whatever the fuck you've been doing the past couple of weeks. Wake yourself up. We're already 6 months into 2026, okay? Time is moving. So, that's that. Much love, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow.